Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Monsters podcast. As always, I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettels. And week 6 in the NFL, man. Week 6. Like I said, we got past last week. We're still friends. We're still friends and everything. But the Bears and the Bucs, they got two big games. You could help us.
Help you.
Help us help you. The Bucs play the Packers and the Bears play the Panthers. So it's a NFC North, NFC South matchup for both games today. And let's start with you. Let's start with the Bucs. The Bucs come off a loss to the Chicago Bears, 20-19. It was tough. Could have went either way. Ronald Jones showing why he should be the featured back in this offense.
100%.
Another 100-yard game. Tom Brady was good. He was good, but there was some key mistakes down the stretch. The Bears defense kept him bottled up. They got in his face, which is the MO of how to, that's the blueprint of how to beat Tom Brady, how to get him flustered. Hit him, get in his face, get him out of the pocket, and you'll find some success. But like I said, there was some struggles down the stretch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Bears defense, I mean, that's what won them the game. Straight up. I mean, that's 100% what won them the game. Just like you said, you get pressure on Brady, you knock him down, you fluster him, you get him angry, whatever. Everybody knows that like he's not as good and not as efficient when that is happening. I mean, that's any quarterback in the NFL. But from seeing Brady in New England, you've seen him with the temper tantrums when he starts getting a little hit or ding.
And we saw that throughout the game.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a couple times where he's just like looking up at Khalil Mack like, Jesus, again, like what's going on over here? So yeah, we'll see. I mean, they got Rodgers today, which I don't know. It's going to be hopefully it's a great game. I mean, it's two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. It's a rubber match, so they've each beat each other one time. Mm-hmm. So this will decide. But for the Bucs, man, I mean, Jones has to continue to be able to run the ball. And I think everybody for Tampa is healthy this week, so. That may cause a few more problems just for Green Bay in a general sense, just because you'll have, Evans, you'll have Godwin, you'll have Scotty Miller, you'll have Watson.
And that Green Bay defense has been –
it's a little suspect.
It's suspect. They've been giving up almost 30 points a game.
Right.
Although they have the GOAT, the GOAT 2 or whatever, 2.0 or whatever you want to call Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is just an amazing football player, but you have struggles on that defense where Aaron Rodgers has to win you the game again. So you never really changed who you are to really you didn't find any help for Aaron. You went ahead and found his replacement. So it's like for me, it's going to be beat Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be make Aaron Rodgers beat you. Although you have a guy in Aaron Jones who can run the rock.
Yeah,
they're good at running the football. The good thing for you is the Bucs are good at stopping the run.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see that Bucs secondary is not bad at all by any means. So it's going to be interesting to see if Aaron Rodgers could go ahead and line it up like he's been doing the first 5 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, to me that's the difference though. When you talk about Brady, I'm not going to get into the GOAT thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody could talk about that amongst themselves or whatever. But the thing is, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have anybody and still finds a way to get it done.
Right.
Tom Brady's got weapons, and we're fledgling. Like, there's a difference there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, today it could go either way. Like, literally, this could be a blowout. This could be a, 40-point game, both sides. I mean, this game could go a lot of different ways. But like I said, man, it has to start with Ronald Jones. It has to. And then like we saw earlier today, Tampa Bay throws to the tight end more than any other team in the NFL. But the question is, why is it always Cameron Brate? Like, we got to get Gronk going. Like he has picked up a little bit in these last couple of weeks. He's getting a little more touches. But like that needs to pick up.
I still feel like if Gronk gets touched, it's going to be like I feel like Gronk is like a glass figurine right now. Like he's running, like he's making plays, but when you see somebody coming on with some speed that's gonna put a hit on him, he gets real ginger. Whoa, don't hit me.
Right.
That's how I feel Gronk is playing the game right now. It's like, whoa, don't hit not my legs.
Right.
Like watch my knees. Like that's how I feel Gronk is playing right now, and he's got to snap out of it sooner or later because you need that production from the tight end spot in that offense. You got guys that can stretch the field, in Godwin, and you got Evans, and now you got Ronald Jones, plus you got Fournette, who whenever he wants to show up or whenever they want to get him acclimated,
right.
It could pan out good for you guys. Just when are you going to put it all together?
Yeah, that's the question everybody's asking about Tampa right now. Like I said, the defense is good. I mean, like they have probably the best linebacker. I'm going to say he's obviously I'm going to say top 2 in the NFL without any credit. I mean, yeah, they say okay, he's a good linebacker, but I mean, you're talking about Levante David. Like this guy should have been the Pro Bowl probably the last 4 years.
Yeah,
like this guy's a monster. Just that nobody's heard of him because Tom Brady wasn't in town.
Exactly.
Now that Tom Brady's in town, Tampa's getting a little more recognition. Now they're starting to talk about these players. But Devin White's no slouch either in the middle linebacker spot from LSU. I mean, I don't think he got to bring his horse down to Tampa with him, but I'm sure he probably bought some land and he bought some other horses. But yeah, Devin White's a beast, man. That defense, we lose Vea in the middle.
That's like Vita
could change a couple things, but
right.
I feel like we're solid enough in the front seven to lock down Jones.
Yeah, it sucks that you lose a guy like Vita Vea with a broken leg again, and because he was just a run stuffer. He was just a big body in the middle.
Yep.
You're not come run past me. Let's see if you can get past me. That's pretty much it. See if you can get past me, and majority of the times you're not. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Bears, man. Bears versus Panthers. You got a Panthers team that's overachieving. In a sense, I mean, like without McCaffrey. Without a McCaffrey, they're still putting up points.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I had their rankings somewhere. I think I have their rankings right here. They're pretty amazing on offensive wise. Yeah, there we go. 15 yards and in yards per game, they're 6th. But like you said, they lost CMC, Christian McCaffrey. They're going up against a motivated Bears defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like if last week they didn't get them motivated going up against Tom Brady, I didn't know what would. And they took the torch. They went ahead and they rose to the challenge. Now they're going in against it's on paper it's good. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
A Panthers offense. But they need to understand that you need to go. Like I need them to understand that this needs to be a ass whooping. Like you need to go out. You need to want to put an ass whooping on this team because you have to make a statement. You're still not all there. You're not all there, especially on offense. You're not all there on offense. Your defense is keeping you in these games. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to imagine this team if the defense is playing at any other level besides lower than what they are right now. They could be they got 1 win.
Yeah. I mean the Bears. I mean the luck is on the Bears side this year. Your first 4 games. I mean you've had a lot of close. Had to come back at the last second type of wins. You played the Salvation Army in Atlanta. They gave you a gimme. And then Detroit was tough for you. The Colts came in. Their defense looked amazing. But then you played Tampa. Tampa wasn't a full healthy go. Now you're playing a Carolina team without their feature guy, Christian McCaffrey. Because I guarantee if Christian McCaffrey was playing this game, they'd have their hands full.
Oh, I'm
especially,
sure.
I mean, now you got a guy in Carolina too, Robbie Anderson, which nobody really cared about when he played for the Jets. But now that he's with Carolina, him and Teddy Bridgewater have developed quite a connection there. So I think the Bears may their secondary may have to play pretty tough today because if they start going deep on them, they're going to have to. And Mike Davis comes in for McCaffrey too, and he's not been doing bad at all. Like Mike Davis has actually been helping him out quite a bit.
Mike Davis, you got to watch out because this could be a Mike Davis revenge game.
Yeah.
In a sense, he's going to be motivated. The Bears barely gave him a chance to run the football, when he was with us. But
he's been a great guy in fantasy. Like I have him on my fantasy teams, and I mean he's putting up like 24 points a game, 25 points a game. So, that's going to be huge for Carolina too. Because if Chicago can make Carolina one-dimensional, then this one's it's not. Excuse me, it's not even going to be close because Chicago's going to walk away with it.
You right there?
Yeah, I'm right.
You got them? Oh, you look. But no, I think you're absolutely right. The thing is that Mike Davis and that running game they continue to go.
Yeah,
they continue to go. So like we're going to go up against a very good offense. So like so far, through 5 weeks of the season, what's going to happen to Matt Nagy's offense? Like I was saying in the Barely pregame show, execution. Like those are my keys to the game. Execution. They can't leave plays on the field. I understand missing Darnell Mooney and like you can make a million excuses. You can make a million excuses that A-Rob the ball was tipped. Mm-hmm. But A-Rob that's happened like 3 times to Allen Robinson where he's been intercepted on jump balls on the sideline.
Yep.
It's you need to make the play. You can't leave shit on the field. You're going to eventually run into teams, especially when you run into your divisional foes who know you well. You're going to run into these teams that aren't going to make a mistake, and they're going to take advantage of the mistakes that you made.
Yeah. And
then you're going to put yourself in a hole. Start out fast against this team. Mike said, Michael Halitek, he mentioned earlier, play action first play. Mm-hmm. I would do it back to back, play action back to back, just because you're thinking, okay, play action. All right, now they're going to run. Back to back, take shots. Back to back, challenge the defense because you challenge the Bucs defense a little more than you challenge the Colts defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Now challenge this sorry ass Carolina defense more than you challenged both really good defense. Like you have to go ahead and take shots, but it's the players that have to execute. The players need to make the plays. We could get on that. We could harp on Matt Nagy and his play calling all we want. But if the players are going out there and executing and making the catches and doing what they need to do, we're just going to keep spinning our wheels.
Yeah. And I think another, speaking of letting loose, it's all got to be on Pagano. Yeah. Cut him loose. Let's go. What are we hiding? What are we waiting for?
Let the dogs eat.
Let's get Danny Trevathan doing something. Let's let this defense start breathing. Let that pressure come. Because that's what's going to happen, like you were saying with Chicago and their offense. Like, I think that the play action thing was great.
Right.
And I think you need to go downfield more as the Bears offense because you have to open up for Montgomery.
Yeah.
Montgomery's doing all right, but like you get him going backwards, with the pass, and then you bring Montgomery follow up there, and then they got to suck back down, and then you got to guess him.
My man, that's exactly what I was thinking because they going right at him with the run. It hasn't seemed to work these past couple of weeks.
No.
Maybe bait him with the pass. Bait him with the pass because you have those playmakers at the receiving position, and even at the running back. Montgomery could receive out the backfield. Mm-hmm. Cordero could receive out of the backfield. Mm-hmm. Lamar Miller, who's activated today, can receive out of the backfield. So you have those weapons. Attack downfield, and then you suck them back.
Yep.
And then you go ahead and you just run right underneath them.
And then you draw them up, and then you go over the top. You keep them on their heels. You keep them guessing.
Matt Nagy had a good balance last game. Mm-hmm. His game plan, some of his game planning was great. It really beat that Bucs defense.
Yeah.
I got to see it again. You have to find a way to beat this Carolina defense. I don't care. Like the defense is going to be a defense. I could see them. I could see it being a battle against Carolina. But if the offense comes to play, this game should be the Bears. It should be the Bears game.
It should be the Bears game regardless. I mean, like, let's just be honest. But then again, it's just like, okay, maybe not. It's the Bears, So yeah, I mean, they have to get it right. Like, it can't be a lot of this. We don't know what it was last week. Was Foles the idiot, threw it the wrong spot, or was Mooney, saw that he beat his man, broke off his route, and was going down, hoping to. Foles will go and find him over his shoulder or something. You don't know, but those are the kind of plays right there that you got to eliminate.
Yeah, and there was another one in particular that would have been a touchdown as well, which was there was a Cordero Patterson was in the backfield. He went and ran it wasn't even a wheel. He just ran a pretty much a fly right out of the backfield and went to the corner. Mm-hmm. And he beat his man. Like there was nobody around Cordero, but Bobby Massey on the other side just olayed his man, and he came free, and they went ahead. They sacked Nick Foles. We ended up having to punt. That can't happen.
No. Yeah, you got to hit them. Like when they're there, you got to hit them. I mean, that's like I said, we were talking about it earlier. Like all this talk of, we didn't have a preseason. Well, guess what? Now you're 6 weeks in.
Yeah.
Like, how much longer we got to have this didn't have a preseason talk? Like, by now, everybody should be acclimated, and everything should be on the same page. People should be in the motions with their schedules and working. Minus these teams that, like Tennessee, that don't have to practice for 2 weeks and that's come in and just slaughter people. But I mean, now it's the routine's got to be there. Oh man, there it is again. Oh, that Josh Norman stiff arm.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, they have to just play ball. I mean, they have to execute, like you said. They have to execute. But I think the Bears. I haven't seen a Bears game this year where it's just been like pass happy.
Nothing.
Like I think that they need to start developing some pass happy tendencies. Maybe not the whole game, but throw a drive out there. Throw a drive and just pass happy drive. So the next time you get back out on the field on offense, that's what they're gunning for, and then you start cooking in your run game.
Yeah, but the thing about going all pass happy is you have to hit on those passes.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to find the open man, and and we're talking outside before the show. We were having a smoke, and I was like, well, the difference between Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky is one, he makes his mistakes, and how he makes his mistakes. Mitch will make a mistake that'll cost you the game.
Yeah, right. Nick
Foles will make a mistake and go ahead that won't cost you the game. And he'll go ahead and make up for that mistake. It's been fun to see Nick Foles play quarterback for the Bears. Like I said, and I told you, I said it on Sean's show. I said it in the post game of the Bears Bucks. When Nick Foles got angry, you saw there was an animated moment, if you will, between him and Matt Nagy. Nick Foles, I said it to Sean. I was like, Nick Foles at that moment became the leader of the football team, of the offense at least. At that moment, Nick Foles became the leader of the offense because he challenged what was going on. He saw something that he wanted to go ahead and attack, and that's what you need. That's what's been lacking a little bit because you haven't had a guy that you could trust, and that's that killer instinct in Matt Nagy's offense. When you have a guy that you could trust, and I mean, granted. It is what it is now. Now they're better off for it. The relationship between quarterback and coach for that spat. But you have to have a killer instinct. You have to want to go. All right, we're in the red zone. Keep going. Keep it going until they stop it. Keep going fast until they stop it. Yeah. You can't break off of something just because you have a feeling or you think. Like, if your quarterback's yelling at you saying, hey, I'm on fire, let's go. He just completed 7 in a row.
And why is the quarterback seeing things that the offensive coordinators aren't seeing? That's the question. It's like, what is it? Or maybe they are seeing it. See, this is what we were talking about last year. Like, maybe they are seeing it, and they're calling the play, and Nagy's shooting it down. Who knows? I mean, we don't know. But with Nick Foles, and he was 100% right. Like, no, we're not doing that. I got it. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think – I think there needs to be more of that with Nagy, just because sometimes we just sit here and scratch our heads and we're just kind of like,
he was pissed.
What are we doing?
He was pissed in not the post game, but the interview on Monday. You heard him, going over the game, and he was just pissed. They had astronomical numbers on third down for yards a game, astronomical. Third and 28, third and 19. He read off a list of 10. Third downs, they ran in situations that they ran into, and I'm like, how the hell do you convert any of those?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was pissed, so he knows that his offense needs to start executing. He understands that it's been lackluster. He needs to go ahead and
time to pick it up
and figure it out you're right. You're absolutely right. It's time to pick it up. The time is now. You cannot just continue to training wheel this shit.
Right.
You can't keep training wheel this shit. It's like this. You're either gonna find out who the hell you are, or you're gonna continue to. Are we this on offense at least? You know who the hell they are on defense.
Right.
But on offense, there's always gonna be these questions if you don't go on attack. Open it up. Open it up.
Yeah.
Let the playmakers make a play.
Shot you don't take.
Yeah. So
I mean, like I say, instead of squeaking by in some of these games, let's see what they look like when they play with the lead. It's just they need to turn it on. They need to cut it loose. Like I said, I mean, it's what do you got? I mean, you got Allen Robinson, great receiver over there. Mooney's coming together. Anthony Miller is still but I'll tell you, Anthony, we've talked about it. Anthony Miller, he just needs to run straight straight down the field. That's every time that he catches.
You know what's a benefit for Anthony Miller? And I said this before. I said Anthony Miller is not the number 2.
No.
I said Anthony Miller's a slot guy.
Right.
I said it last year. Everybody was like, Anthony Miller's supposed to be the number 2. I'm like, no. Anthony Miller's a slot guy that's going to feast because you got a guy in Mooney that can stretch the field.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy in A-Rob that can do whatever the hell you ask of him. And now, who's running free on a guy that's lesser of a defender?
Or a nickelback,
or shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, or if they run, find a mismatch, maybe even a linebacker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And those are the times that Anthony Miller succeeds, is when you could find him some space, find him a way that he could create that either create space for him or he's able to take advantage of the matchup that he has and create space for himself.
Yeah, I think they also need to get Jimmy Graham. Like I've just been noticing in the NFL. Like I'm getting real tired of it. Like if people like Ed McCaffrey played in the NFL today, you wouldn't even know who Ed McCaffrey is. I'm getting tired of all these tight ends and these guys. There's nobody that runs the ends anymore. You know, like give me down 10-15 cut in. It's always a 10-15 cut out, or they want to do something fancy with it. Or it's a post route. But I'm talking just break that off flat. You know what I mean? Because obviously, I understand why, because you don't want to end up like Keyshawn Vaughn when he got hit by Kyle Fuller. But these are bigger guys.
Keyshawn Vaughn's still walking.
I just don't see too many of those routes anymore. I mean, like to me, especially with the newer quarterback in a system or something like that, like you keep those receivers right in his field of vision. Don't make him search. Like put him right there in front of him so he has easy targeting, easy sideline. Then you start hitting that a couple times. Boom. Then you put the run in. Then you bang him with play action. You know what I mean? Like it's just mix it up more.
Let's talk about Lamar Miller.
He could be good.
Real quick before we go ahead and jump around the league before we like to jump around the league and then come back and then jump around. You know what I'm saying? But Lamar Miller, I thought he was done in Houston. Then you could see he comes back. He has his tenacity. When he was in Miami, I was like, man, he just needs to be on a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just needs to be on a team. He goes to Houston, and that was not the team. That was not the team. They didn't have the offensive line. They had the quarterback. They finally got the quarterback. They didn't have the offensive line. It was the Texans were a mess. They still had Bill O'Brien. But if he's healthy, with his speed, like I said, with his speed and his ability to go ahead and take it to the house,
he could catch.
That's a perfect fill-in for Tariq Cohen, and he's a little bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a perfect fill-in for Tariq Cohen. The Chicago Bears, I really truly feel this. I think they might have found a diamond in the rough with Lamar Miller if he could stay healthy. If they could use him to his fullest potential. If they go ahead and they just continue to go feed him. If he gets hot, I think Lamar Miller might be the best compliment to a David Montgomery, because now David could just focus on running the football and not trying to be all world.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think Lamar Miller. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They're going to activate him today. We'll see how much of the playbook how many carries he gets, how much of the playbook he's taking in. But I agree. I think he could catch out of the backfield a little bit better too. I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, they got to have them both back there sometime. You know what I mean? Like that's the other thing too. Is like with when it was Cohen, it's like there's not too much of like Cohen and Montgomery in the backfield, and if there is, it's like decoy stuff, like, or maybe it's a dink and dunk over here to the left. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see the Bears put both the running backs back there and use both of them more in the pass game, just because you could have three receivers out there, and then you still have these two guys that are both faster than any linebacker that's going to cover them, and see what that could get you. But at least, I mean, it's going to make the other defense, Carolina today. We'll see how they play it. But the defense now has to cover another running back. So if you get those running backs out, I mean, they can't double everybody. So it would be interesting to see how the Bears actually use him.
Let's go ahead and jump around. And you're absolutely right. Let's go ahead and jump around to the games around the league. We got the first one I want to talk about is Houston versus Tennessee. This one's going to be a massacre, I feel like. We saw Tennessee put an ass whooping on a good Buffalo Bills team.
Or Buffalo just didn't show up. One of the two. I'm not sure what happened, but that was Tennessee looked pretty dangerous.
Yeah. On our Tuesday night special, we came out on Tuesday. We were just shocked. I thought it was going to be a closer game than it was. Well, actually, I said somebody was going to separate themselves. In the middle of the third, and I didn't think it was going to be that type of separation. You know what I mean? I thought you were going to see one team go ahead and pull away and possibly win by 10 or something like that. But no, the Titans went ahead and just
Blew him out.
Completely put an ass whipping on the Buffalo Bills, 42-16. And I think they're going to do the same shit to the Houston Texans.
Yeah, they're going to. Yeah, I mean, they're going to probably put up more.
I'm sure.
Either that, or there's going to be quite a few more stiff arms or something, because Houston is in shambles, and that stiff arm by Derrick Henry. Oh God! If I'm Josh Norman, I'm like, man, dude, like, and Josh Norman has fallen from being he was great,
number 2 corner in the league.
He was dope.
To getting stiff arm 5 yards downfield. Like, it was unbelievable to see. If you haven't seen Derrick Henry stiff arm Josh Norman, go Google that shit. It's hilarious. Another big game, Browns-Steelers.
That's a huge game. That's a division game.
Brownies-Steelers.
So that'll be interesting. And the Browns are coming off a big win. And
against the Colts, big win against the Colts.
Yeah, let's talk about the stud, though, for I think he's a rookie, too, out of Pittsburgh, that Claypool.
Chase Claypool out of the Notre Dame University?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chase Claypool is the kid.
Yeah, man, he was on fire. So we'll see if he can keep it up. But that's going to be a great game, man. I wouldn't even mind like peeking in on that game a little bit, just because if Cleveland can continue to play the way they have been playing, and the Steelers can continue to play the way they've been playing, that could be a pretty exciting game.
You know, I think the Browns. I think the Browns are the team I was talking about last year, defensively, because you can see Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett, you know, I know you had the helmet thing with Mason Rudolph last year. It was ugly. It wasn't good. The Browns want to win. The team wants to win. The city wants the Browns to win. Myles Garrett wants the Browns to win. And you know, you saw them struggle last year, and it pretty much came to a fold with that. You know, the Mason Rudolph Garrett skirmish. Myles Garrett has been playing lights out. You haven't heard a peep from Myles Garrett besides he's been just wreaking havoc. He's been just terrorizing quarterbacks, tackles. He's been terrorizing everybody and their mama. And him and the defense have been the reason, along with the running game, have been the reason the Browns are 4-1 so far. It hasn't been Baker. You don't need Baker to be all world.
No. You
don't need his ass to be all world. He just has to do his job. The defense goes ahead and shuts people down, gets him a good field position. The running game goes ahead and compliments him. He's able to hit the open man. He's able to focus on just his job.
Just managing the game.
Just do your job, and the rest will come. And that's why the Browns are 4-1. That defense has just been on fire.
Yeah, it's been good. They've been stymieing some people.
They gave up a bunch of points to Dallas, but I mean Dallas with
they put up a bunch of points on Dallas.
Yeah, but they also were giving up. They were up like 40 like in the teams. You know what I mean. But going against a Pittsburgh team who's undefeated, and I did not see them being undefeated.
No,
by any means. Their defense is tops.
Yeah, they got a great defense.
So so right now you're going to get that old school AFC North black and blue
punch you in the mouth
type of game. And I'm excited for that one. I really want to see that. I'm probably going to try to get it on that TV because your game doesn't start. I think
3:25.
Yeah, yours is until 3:25. The Bears play at noon. Oh, that game's at noon as well, so that might be overlapping. Well, maybe it's on CBS. We'll go ahead and get it on the other TV down here. But that's a game that I can't wait to watch because you don't. Who are the Browns right now? Like we are these. Is it an illusion or is it real?
Yeah.
And you got your ass whipped against Baltimore at the beginning of the season, game 1. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Forget that Baltimore game.
Right.
Focus on the Steelers right now because if you can win divisional games against the staples in your division, against the top teams in your division, that's when you start making your name. That's when you start going from the Brownies to the Cleveland Browns to the Dog Pound. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when the difference comes, and it's all on them. It's all on them. I don't know what Browns team you're going to get. I'm sure it's going to be a dogfight.
Steelers team you're going to get.
That's true.
You know what I mean? The Steelers they've shown over the past couple of years that they're not always quite as consistent either. But I feel like their defense is just man. And the greatest addition there was who's the guy that they got from Miami, the safety. Mika Fitzpatrick?
Mika, yeah.
Yeah, I think adding him just put the cherry on the top for that defense. Because, I mean, your front seven's pretty stout. You know, you're good. And they're quick. they can cover sideline to sideline. They're not. They're not. They'll cover in coverage. Their defense is pretty damn good, man. I mean, other than having I'd say the one thing that could probably put the Steelers defense over the top at this point is if they got a well-known edge rusher. One guy.
Another edge rusher?
Another one. But a damn good one. Okay. Or maybe even another linebacker, whatever. But I'm saying just somebody that has more speed or more power coming off the edge. Because they could block and they could fill up the holes, all that. But if they get a solid like if Jadeveon Clowney would have went to Pittsburgh, it would have been the last piece that they needed. It would have been insane.
I think they're still missing a running back. I don't think I just feel like if they had a running back, it'd be a lot easier on offense for them.
Yeah, John Connor doesn't stay on the field a lot either. I mean, we've seen, he's prone to injuries. Benny Snell, he's okay. Leaves a little bit more to be desired, but it's working for him now. Ben's back. That's the biggest thing that makes the Steelers team go is Ben. But I'm 4 touchdowns just to the guy Claypool last week. That's crazy.
We got Moose checking us out from St. Louis. What's up, Moose? How are you, bud? So check it out, man. The Cleveland Browns, like I said, I want them to succeed. I don't hate the Browns. I tend to appreciate the underdog a little more than most folks. So I wouldn't mind if the Lions won one year. I wouldn't mind if the Browns did.
That's
you know what I'm saying.
Where it's at,
but with Cleveland, we've seen this before. Where they're are the Browns for real? And it's oh shit!
Did they just come out?
It's right. It's shit. It's you check it. Are they for real or not? And majority of the time, they're not.
Right.
This is the game where you find out if the Cleveland Browns are for real. They got to go 5-1.
Both teams.
5-1 looks better than 4-2 because I feel like if you go to 4-2 against another divisional opponent, the psyche of the team could right down the drain because now you're we can't ever fucking beat the Ravens or the Steelers.
Right.
The Bengals or whatever. They are.
They're coming up.
But you can't ever beat.
Burrow keeps going the way he's going. They may be coming up too.
Yo, Joe Burrow's the truth.
Yeah. They give him some help, Then now Cleveland's damn, we still can't get out of this.
Right, and you know what? It's like I said, it's gonna be a good one. That's one that, like I said, I'm gonna have to put it on that TV because we can't take our eyes off of that one. That one's gonna be a dogfight. Last one I want to talk about: Bills and Chiefs. Bills.
Short week.
God, is a good thing.
Yeah, it's gonna help them forget real quick.
But you got a Chiefs team who's pissed. You got a Chiefs team who's pissed.
You just got stroked downfield by Tannehill.
Yeah.
Now you're playing someone that really puts it downfield.
Right.
So now what are you going to do?
You know what? They stop the run.
Yeah,
stop the run.
But
stop the run.
But you got beat. You let 42 points up.
Okay, but that Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense is suspect too. You saw what happens when you got a receiver with speed. They got Stephon Diggs.
True.
And they got John Brown.
Is he back?
I don't know. Is he John? I don't know. I gotta check if John Brown's back. But you have speed
for sure
to attack, just like the Oakland Raiders did.
Yep.
Now your defense is the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't know how the hell you allowed maybe Ryan Tannehill is reached another level that we never thought he could reach.
Yeah.
But you can't allow 4 touchdown passes to a Ryan Tannehill.
No.
That's just it's inexcusable to me.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. The Bills, I don't know. To me, it looked like for some reason it looked like they're. And I'm not saying just because John Brown was out, it looked so bad, but their offense just didn't look good at all. It just didn't look good at all. And another thing is, Kansas City, they got a little bit of a pass rush. Theirs is mostly going to come up the middle.
Right.
So but which works to Allen's favor because he can scramble.
Allen could take off on every.
He can throw the ball from anywhere on the field. Doesn't matter.
Anywhere.
Their offensive line is going to have to hold. Singletary or Moss or somebody's got to get going out of the backfield like this. Their run game is ugly.
Is atrocious.
It's ugly.
I was hoping they'd get Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, me too. I was like, it'd be a short drive over to Buffalo,
Yeah.
Because that would have been. I would love to see that. But now the Chiefs got him, so they they just keep acquiring these weapons, which is very smart. I mean, obviously, You don't know what the rest of the season is going to hold. If Allaire goes down with an injury, and Williams is maybe he's there one day, gone the next. But now you add in Le'Veon Bell too to have another guy that could be an every down back.
What's funny? Who was the guy that we just were watching that was like, Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah,
Teddy Bruschi said something that I was questioning earlier this week on Sean and Maya in the morning, and that was, is Le'Veon the guy? Is he the guy that we like? He's it's different because it's the Jets and the Jets are trash.
Right.
So seeing him play for the Jets and seeing him play for the Chiefs is going to be two different things. But like, you got all your money, dog. We see players get their money and get fat. Yeah. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So is Le'Veon going to be the Le'Veon that we know, or what? Some people think that the motivation to win. I'm like, no. Le'Veon could just be riding the coattails to a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I also feel like I feel like people in Kansas City, like, I don't think they're going to let that happen. Like, if they see, and I think Reed is one of those guys as well. Like, he can literally just be like, look, dude, you're not pulling your weight. Go sit down. Right. Go sit down. And I don't, Kansas City, like, it seems to me like Kansas City has a very, like, they just don't want to lose. Like, it's not in their psyche. Like, they're just like, no, we're not losing. Like, they don't want to be that person. So if they see somebody else on the field not pulling their weight, I feel like somebody.
You think the locker room is going to keep them
for
in
sure.
shape?
Like, because what I think Le'Veon Bell is going to find out is like this offense isn't based off of one guy. This is a team offense, and if you're not doing your job, then go sit over there. Give us Williams back. That's he's going to fight harder than you.
And that's part of it. It's like now you've wasted resources on a guy that doesn't want to.
Doesn't want to work.
Oh, well, not that doesn't want to work. Let's just say that he just feels entitled.
Yeah.
Let's just say he feels entitled that he should be getting whatever type of reps that he thinks he needs to get. And that's how that offense works. That offense works with every single piece. You see Mahomes hit everybody and their mama on the football field.
Yeah.
The ball goes to everyone. And if you can't swallow your pride and take that, and you feel like you should. If you get that Antonio Brown in you,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like then that's going to be detrimental to the team.
Yeah,
I feel you with the locker room, policing itself
for sure.
But look at the Steelers locker room. They could have bring him back. They could have bring him back. Look, you know what I mean? Like look at that. Like,
one thing that should have already sailed just because. Because the contract stuff, like I don't think he was wrong for asking for a better contract, a newer contract. I think they should have went ahead and paid him because I'm guaranteed the Steelers would have been a hell of a lot better off than they have been by keeping him. Get rid of Antonio Brown, which was probably the cancer. Get rid of the tumor, and the rest of the body should thrive. But he got out. He thought he was going to do greener pastures over in New York.
I think he just attacked for the money. I think it's just attack for the money, and that's part of why. Like, and I get it. You're a running back. They don't respect the running backs no more, and they're not going to pay them. They're trying not to pay running backs. They're trying to just run through the mill and just send them on their way.
Well, in all actuality, though, I mean, the running back should be getting paid more than anybody because they're the ones taking the pounding.
But the Steelers going to pay him that type of money.
No,
that was my thing.
That's why he left,
and that's why he left. But like. I don't know if the way he did it, the way he went about everything, it was like a clown show.
That whole year
for the Steelers was a clown show.
Yeah, because if it wasn't him, it was the other guy. If it wasn't the other guy, somebody else. It's just like everybody was bitching. So I don't know. There might have been some kind of disconnect in that locker room somewhere because things were being aired outside of the locker room and by multiple different people. And it's just like you're not going to hear that from Kansas City. Like I guarantee you, like. You think Kelsey and them, like, they're not, like, you can pick it up?
They're going to get in your face.
Right.
They're going to tell your ass.
We're going for another Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're going to tell you.
Repeating.
This team is ready to go. This team wants to be a dynasty.
Yeah.
They really want to be a dynasty.
That's their motivation.
Exactly. And if you're not on board.
$500 million.
Right, well, if you're not on board, and the other nice chunk of change to Chandler Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and honestly, I don't knock him for that. You got your best pass rusher and your quarterback. Pay their ass.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
You can pay the quarterback all you want, but if you don't pay nobody to protect him, what good is he?
Exactly, and that line doesn't look as good as it used to. I'm telling you, that line does not look as good as it used to.
No.
And my question is Le'Veon going to be able to create his own yards after? And like I was alluding to earlier, Teddy was saying, I haven't seen Le'Veon play
10 years.
like forever.
It feels
I
like
haven't
it's been
seen
10 years.
like when was the last time we heard Le'Veon Bell? I know he's been on Jets, but when was the last time it was like, oh, Le'Veon Bell?
There's a Le'Veon Bell
There's
sighting.
a Le'Veon Bell sighting.
Yeah.
It's like he's been nowhere to be found.
I remember that guy.
Yeah, I remember that guy. I mean, hopefully for him and the Chiefs, it works out.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, I'm not running that risk of, especially for the Bears, I'm not running that risk of it breaking up that locker room that you built. The team, like I said, their MO is being resilient. Why would you shake something like that up? All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. It's almost game time, about 5 minutes till. Man, talked a lot.
Yeah.
Talked a lot. Good stuff. Good football. Good football talk. Good football talk. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll get to you guys at the half of Bears and Panthers. We'll also be talking about scores around the league. For Luke Nettles, I'm Ivan Vargas. This has been the Basement Monsters podcast. We'll see y'all at the half.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TixSplits.com today. TixSplits.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixSplits.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.